Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, dear my own young friends, it's my honor to welcome you today in Ha Long, Vietnam to participate in the Cultural Conference on Sexuality and Reproductive Health Rights. This event today that we, the young people, are leading is about our conversation, our issues, our rights, and our solutions. In this special movement, I have to admit that I actually have a little bit nervous to be the ones who is delivering the inspirational speech to all of you, my young friends. Because I had to be honest to myself, my inspiration is actually not self-produced from myself, but from one word. Actually, you are my inspirations. Dear my friends, it's more exactly about us all together. And yes, it's not about one shining star speaking for all of us. No, this is not what I'm looking for. We are all the tiny star, shine together, try to make something different, and it does. When all we are shine together, our brightness will make a tremendous difference. I'm sharing this because I strongly believe that being a chairperson of this conference does not make me different from you here and people out there. We are all young people, regardless of our background, nationality, ethnicity, minorities, language, and locality, ability or living with disability, sexual orientations or gender identities and expression, or even have or have not HIV. We share the same issues everywhere, across the world, across the regions. We lack of information and even education about sexuality and reproductive health. We face stigma and discriminations. We be stereotyped by our gender, our social, physical ability. We had unmet need of family planning or modern contraceptions, which lead to unwanted pregnancy, unsafe abortion, and many more issues. Not only we do face a lot of issues, but we also blame for them because people, the community out there who don't understand us, think that we are the part of the problem rather than the part of the solutions. These attitudes that young people are disruptive and we are a bad influence of society is deeply rooted and not confined to our regions. Let's look back to 400 before Christ and see what Socrates had to say about young people. Our youth now love luxury. They have bad manners, contempt for our authority. They show disrespect for their elders and love chatter in the place of exercise. They no longer rise when elders enter the rooms. They contradict their parents, chatter before company, gobble up the food and tyrannize their teachers. Socrates feared for the futures and he did not trust in youth to play their roles in building a society for everyone. But nowadays, such attitude can be prevailed. But the point is, we need to admit that every person who are youth at some point, and no one can escape of that. So why we are easy to blame for problem? Why do older people forget, especially in Asia Pacific region, that young people can contribute and are contributing to our society, our economy meaningfully as an active citizens? Many of you here, I believe that you surely do something for your communities. This is before we are always a part of solutions. Young people are solutions, and people should remember this. The thing is, and think of youth in a positive way, like a J.K. Rowling has said, age is foolish and forgetful when it underestimates youth. My college and friends, my lives were changing at the moment I realized a condom can save life. After a long time, feeling shameful when people tell me that public health is just about distributing condom pills, going around and talking with household about counseling, family planning, talking with women, and try to eliminating the dengue fever. It's a silly choice, isn't it? Whereas public health is a good career choice? I questioned myself. I soon found out it was through the support and the inspiration from others, from my friends. My beloved friends, who I consider as my sister or truly leaders, have inspired me to start talking about sex and contraception confidently and openly to my peers, my friends, and even my parents. Not a stranger today, but she is the conference coordinator, Miss Ding Phương Nga. Thank you. You are my first and true inspirations. Step by step, I have built up myself, become a sexual and reproductive health and rights activist. But it would not make me as myself today if I did not take small steps and take risks to talk about the controversial sexual and reproductive health and rights matters, such as abortion. Until now, I identify me as a pro-choice activist. Even my country's abortion is legal and safe upon women's request, but I deeply understand why my friends, my peers, and other people are still stigmatizing abortion. There are many reasons in these communities, such as the myth surrounding abortions, and even young people, when we were a child, we have been taught that abortion is bad, and motherhood is something very wonderful responsibility of woman's life. Whereas this vision is not applicable for everyone for many different reasons. So being a part of the youth champions in the network from Asian Safe Abortion Partnerships, and I met those leaders who advocate for the safe and legal abortion in their homeland. The regions gave me a lot of opportunities to hear more stories from women suffering from stigma, suffering from unsafe abortions. It seems often not so related if you a man. After all, a man will not have to make a decisions about unwanted pregnancies. Well, let me say the fight for ensuring the rights to safe and legal abortions really does matter to me. It happened one day when a fake news about abortion was shared among Vietnamese young people. It was disgusting. It told a story about the young girl who repeatedly practiced self-abortion with some funny captions about how she feels great, very great about it, and it's never true. And I decided to speak up against those judgments and myths. Suddenly people called me a murderer. And it was the first time I cried because I understand that's not me. I am not a murderer. I feel lonely in this fight, so I questioned myself at that time. My roommate helped me. They also spoke up, but it seemed like having no help at that time to ease my guilt, my regret about speaking about abortion on the Facebook. Then I saw my second inspiration. My mother comment and message. She filed for me and told me what I did is never wrong. She believed that what I did was not only help to correct the information, but also defend for her and even my younger sister fundamental reproductive rights and even for women around the world. That inspiration from my mother is unforgettable and so powerful to me, and it makes me today. Now I see myself, and it's my privilege as a young man to have this opportunity to work with many, many amazing and wonderful women as activists, researchers, and inspired by them. Last year, in the World Contraception Day Ambassadors Project, I decided to change my strategy to achieve my goal. After hearing two stories from two different young ethnic minority girls in northern Vietnam, one is at my age, and one is younger than me. Same ethnicity, same situations, but different outcome. But they all gave me the inspirations. The ones who give up her education at the age of 18 to make sure her sister and her brother have a chance to go to school. She loved going to school, but she sacrificed her opportunity. Now she got married and had 3 children. Her family is poor, but luckily, yes, it's luckily because her husband is nice and responsible man. She told me how excited she was when we talked about education and going out of this place with high mountain and no road to travel. Her story made me believe in the rise to education, the goal 4 in the Sustainable Development Goal, to ensure the quality of education for everyone. So I can imagine how she would become if she got her opportunity to fulfill her need of education. In contrast, the second story about a girl who very strong, and whatever situation was, when a woman's aware of her rights, she will deliver a power of change. So this is her story. When I was 16 years old, in the grade 10, my parents forced me to get married with my cousin, who is one of my aunt's son. I did not think properly at that time, so I agreed with my parents' wish. After a traditional engagement, I stayed at my houses and continued schooling. But after the grade 12, I found out that there's a consequence of incest and to the future generation. So I wanted to cancel my wedding, but my parents refused it. Failing to convince my parents, I tried to quarrel with my cousin, attempting to make him hate me. Finally, he decided not to continue this marriage anymore. Now, I am in college, and I know for sure in the future I will marry someone I love, who loves me as well, and he will be chosen by me, not by anyone else. This is a wonderful story that I heard from her. Finally, seeing everybody today, I can see how meaningful participation is. It demonstrates your commitment and willingness to strengthen our voice, the young voice, to exchange our knowledge and take actions in promoting sexual and reproductive health and rights. Trust it. By gathering together today, we, young people, are empowered and proactive. We are here not only learn and share our experience, but also speak up and take action for our sexual health and rights. This happens not just now, not just here, but also in the future when we return to our home country. We need to move forward together to prove that young generations are the vital voice in contributing to a better future for everyone. So, last but not least, I want to demonstrate a performance. I want everyone to stand up. Thank you. I want hand over your head. And clap your head after I count 3, 2, 1, okay? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, you might ask the questions like, why did we do it? It's somehow meaningless, it's somehow meaningful because you can move, you can bring the joys. But now we've moved to the final things. Together with me, we say, my body, my rights, okay? 3, 2, 1, my body, my rights. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I wish everyone will fulfill your time in this conference. Thank you.